Welcome back, trainers, and today we're going to be highlighting Dialga. We use it all the time, everybody likes it, everybody knows it's great, it's good for Master League, it's good for rating, but we never really specifically highlight it and say, hey, look at Dialga, go, it's putting in the work. So let's go ahead and give it its due respect here and see what we have going on. We got the Mewtwo with a double legacy, and it is going to be equipped as Best Buddy, and unfortunately the Dialga, I haven't got it to Best Buddy yet. Something about those 98s that just makes me not want to Best Buddy them up. Mewtwo's the exception here. But with that said, if you do enjoy my videos, give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you're new, turn notifications on. Alright, now before we get into the commentary, let's go ahead and just talk about a few things here. Let's see, the Hoenn Tour in Vegas, folks. You already know how I liked Vegas. Am I going to go? Who knows? Maybe I will, maybe I won't, but it is going to be amazing nonetheless. Now, if I do go, you already know what it's going to be. It's going to be a fun time. Good stuff. Going to probably take an Uber down to the strip and just, you already know, have a little fun. So, if I do go, hey, hopefully I'll see you there. But with that said, it's going to be exciting. There's going to be a lot of good stuff. They've literally announced Groudon and Kyogre's primal forms, which is freaking crazy. They got a lot of good stuff going on. So it's not like you wouldn't want to go. The only thing is this: booking the hotel, booking the flight, got Athena, so I got to get a dog sitter, and I tend to fall behind on content when I go on, I wouldn't call this a vacation, but yeah, pretty much kind of a vacation, fun time or something like that, because, you know, it's cutting into, I can't just sit around and edit all day. I don't want to waste my time while I'm out. So there's that thing. So there's kind of a big hit taken, but it, you know, it's kind of a big stress reliever. It's nice and it's fun. Maybe it could be a little bit more stressful. Who knows? But with that said, I don't know, folks. Looks really juicy for this event. I know a lot of people are saying it doesn't look too good and that and that. Look, it's going to be fun. If you go, you're going to have a good time. And the problem is this. I was talking about the hotel and, you know, all of that is a little bit pricey. But say you get there and then the event's just buggy. You can't log in. The game's busted. You know, there's that, because you can't rely on Niantic to actually throw a successful event the first time around. But I'll be optimistic. I don't want to speak negativity into it. I'm just seeing what happened in the past and putting the dots together here. So hopefully everything is smooth and runs perfectly fine. All right. With that said, get excited for Groudon and Kyogre Primal. Are you kidding me? That's crazy. Do you actually know how beastly these things are going to be? It's going to be crazy. Alright, so since we are focused on Dialga, it's going to be going ahead and taking down that Garchomp. And there's another thing Dialga has coming down the pike in the future, folks. And that is going to be its Hisuian form, right? I mean, we're going to get that in Pokemon Go. It's not like they're not going to introduce that. And Palkia also has one as well. Designs, questionable. But it's okay. At least it's something new that we can see, you know, in the future for Dialga, because it doesn't get a Mega. Could you imagine Mega Dialga? Yikes, sounds crazy. Alright, anyways, let's go ahead and see what we have going on here. Got a bad lead up against this Giratina here. Gonna go ahead and go for the Psy Strike. Like I've said before, you could just straight go for two of these. It's not like you need to go for the Shadow Ball. This next one's gonna take them out anyways, so yeah, you don't really need to worry about going for that extra energy. They're gonna be swapping into their Mewtwo as I do bring in my Zacian here. And we're gonna go straight for the Play Rough. And they're going to be able to outpace me here. So we're going to go ahead and let this first one go, because there's really no need to shield it up. We will shield up the next one, though, so we can potentially get to the close combat and take them out and take this win here. Looks like we're letting it go, though. Typically, we would do that, but I think we want to go in here and farm up. Definitely can't do that with the Mewtwo. They'll get to a Shadow Ball for sure, or a Psy Strike. And they're bringing in their own Dialga, star of the show here. What do you know? So we're going to go ahead and build up to the Draco, go for the Iron Head, and start kind of just withering down those shields. Okay, getting that first one. We still have two. And we better start shielding this up, even though we know it's going to be an Iron Head. I mean, we're just too low on our health, and Mewtwo is not going to be able to outpace that Dialga's Dragon Breath, even with a couple of shields, if we did decide to hold on to that. So it's getting very close. Literally, we both have 1 HP here, and well, let's see what we can do. Bring it in Mewtwo, they immediately swap. Bring it in their Giratina, and they have no more shields left. And again, look, you don't need to get to 2 Shadow Balls, or a Shadow Ball in general. And there you go, taking them out. And then Psycho Cutting down the Dialga. We take the win with the Mewtwo. Let's see what we have next. Leading with the Mewtwo the entire time. Met with a Kyogre. And this is why Mewtwo is so stinking good here. Unless you're met with a Yveltal or something like... What, that's pretty much it. I guess you could say another Dark type, but it's very rarely that you see a Darkrai or Tyranitar or something like that. So typically, I guess if you encounter a Zarude, that's also going to be a bit of an issue if you do go with the Psy Strike and Shadow Ball Legacy combo here. Anyways, we're going to town on this Kyogre, just spamming it with Psy Strikes, and they decide to use both shields and then swap into their Dialga. We're going to go ahead and bring in our Zacian here. And this was not an accident by not getting off the close combat. I was not going to be able to take them out, and this does not KO me here. So now we're going to be able to build up to 100 energy and go for the first close combat, and if they want to shield this up, then that's great. Yeah, it's not going to be enough, so we farm up a little bit more as if I'm going to get to another one. Yeah, right, they're going to bring in their Kyogre and take me out with one Waterfall, I would think. Let's see, and there it is. And that thing does have energy, so we're going to go ahead and bring in our Dialga. We actually are able to Dragon Breath them down, and they did not like that. They have a Giratina altered in the back, and we take that win. Moving it on to our next opponent here. What are we going to see? Another freaking Giratina, man. This algorithm is pissing me off. See this crap? So the game did not freeze today because I did close out the app. Now, every time I do this, I dread it. I dread closing the app and going back in. You want to know why? Because it takes at least a half an hour sometimes. I'm not even kidding you. I don't know what's going on with this damn game lately, but it's really weird. Even to get into the game, it's taking a half an hour. What is going on here? Alright, so we're bringing in our Zacian. I went for play rough so we can let this Iron Head go here. Maybe a little bit of a misplay, I don't know, whatever the case is, but we're still working around the situation. So going for the close combat, not like we're going to survive or anything, but we do get that last shield. Could have just went for 2 close combats, right? Yeah, okay. So we're going to go ahead and bring in our Mewtwo. Try to get to the Shadow Ball before they get to an Iron Head, and we're actually able to do that. Still holding on to 1 shield. We got our Dialga in the back. Let's see what happens. Immediately swapping, they're bringing in that Giratina, and they got a Zacian back there. Okay, so here is the tricky part. We're going to let this go. If it's close combat, great. Now they just debuffed themselves. So this Iron Head's going to be doing an extreme amount of damage, if not just take them out here. All right, beautiful. All right, we don't want to shield this up because what's going to happen is they're going to simply farm us down. Okay, we shielded it up. We're going to do a little bit of Dragon Breath damage, but now we got a shield for Mewtwo if we needed to do it. But we're able to get to the Shadow Ball, and we're going to KO them here. Alright, now that's one of those incidences where you're going to go ahead and go with Shadow Ball because, yes, it does a little bit more. Shields are down. You're in the clear. You need to KO them. Do more damage, so go for the Shadow Ball, right? So there you go. Alright, next battle, we're met with a Togekiss, and this is an okay lead for the Mewtwo here. Zacian doesn't really like to go up against it if you don't have Wild Charge. You can put up a fight with Play Rough, but that charm damage is ridiculous. And then, of course, we have Dialga. So they're going to be swapping into their Giratina Altered. I kind of made a little bit of a mistake here. Zacian is still okay going up against it, but I wanted to go Dialga because Dragon Breath is going to be doing so much. But they do have Shadow Claw. And again, Dragon's not very effective to Dialga because it is going to be part Steel. That is why it makes it so stinking good. Steel, you put it on almost anything and it's going to become instantly great because of the massive resistances that it does have. I mean, you know, if you pair it with Rock, Ice, Dark, sure, you're going to be becoming 4 times weak, but still, you can't argue that it's just great at the end of the day. Alright, so bringing in the Zacian, going to go ahead and let this go. Don't want to use our shield, kind of just using it as a little buffer here. And again, we have another mirror match going on with our Dialgas. So we're not going to go for the Draco. There's no, I mean, that would be dumb to lower our attack at this point. We already know they're going to shield it up. So we're going to go ahead and keep going here, building up to 2 of these Iron Heads and start unleashing it and see what they want to do here. So they're going to let it go. They have that Togekiss that has no health left. It's getting a little close, and we're still 3-balling it. All 3 Pokemon taking that win there. Let's go ahead and move on to our next battle, met with an Excadrill. And you could go Shadow Ball here since it's going to be doing neutral damage without any stab. But guess what? Psy Strike is still doing a whole lot of damage, so you might as well just go for that. Okay. Again, it's one of those things where you go for Shadow Ball when shields are down, and you need to do just that much more damage than Psy Strike would up against a Steel type, I would assume, right? And this is where you do it. Or if you're going up against a Ghost type. Alright, so now we're going to go ahead and go for it because we know that they probably don't want to use 2 shields and we want to do more damage. So looking good there. Almost taking them out. So unfortunately, not taking that win though. So we're going to go ahead and bring in our Dialga. Farm them down because we already know that's what they were going to use to counter us. Togekiss, another counter to Dialga to some degree with that charm, of course, but Iron Head is also going to be doing a whole lot of damage right back to it here. So we're getting that shield, and Dialga's just still going to town here. One of the few dragons that can put up a fight up against those fairy types. So they're going to be swapping, bringing in their Melmetal. We bring in our Zacian here, and this is looking great. Unless they have Flash Cannon, we're going to be perfectly fine. I've been noticing a lot of people are actually running Flash Cannon right now, probably because there is so many Zacians, and you can take those fairies by surprise and essentially just one-shotting them. So we're going to build up to 2 close combats. Unfortunately, not enough to take them out. I'm like, oh my goodness, we just screwed up here. Now I'm forced to use this shield because I'm not trying to go down with all that energy. Going for another one, building up to 2 here. What's going to happen? They still have that Togekiss. Doesn't have a shield left, and I go for the close combat. I don't know if I was going to get to a play rough there, so I just swap into my Dialga, go for a combo breaker, and we're going to be able to take that win with the Dialga at the ends. Iron Head up against that Togekiss, moving it on to the next one here, met with the Zacian. We've seen this before. This is a great lead. Don't have any problems with it. If anything, this is exactly what we want to be. Zacian versus Zacian, I guess, is okay, but those mirror matches always make me kind of a little uneasy. And then, of course, we got to look out for Dialga. Just can't go up against Zacian unless you do land an Iron Head. But more than likely they'll shield, and they can just keep spamming you with close combat. Alright, so going for the Side Strike, of course. And they're going to be using that shield. Okay, that's one shield here. And another Side Strike. Well, you see, the thing about Mewtwo is you're always going to win CMP. It's quite amazing, because it's just got high attack. It's just the way it goes here. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and let this go. Play rough, no problem at all. So they have a debuff themselves, and I don't know if we can Dragon Breath down, but we're going to go ahead and bring in our Dialga here. Unfortunately, yeah, they're going to be getting to a close combat, and it's not looking great. Now, the reason why I did that is because they use both shields as well. So I felt comfortable go ahead and using it, farming them down, and they're going to be swapping into their own Dialga. We're going for a Draco Meteor, doing some massive damage. They swap into their Yveltal, I bring in my Zacian, they back out, they're like, ah, you got me, checkmate. It's not even a matter of skill at that point, it's just a matter of not having the counter in the back. That's just the way it goes for a lot of these battles out here. It's just super frustrating. That's why we need a C6, pick 3. Oh, that's going to take up too much time. Okay, I mean, put a timer on it. I mean, make it like 30 seconds. I guess it'll add on an extra, several minutes to your daily Go Battle Leagues. Battles, I worded that a little weird, but it's gonna make it so much more efficient, satisfying. And if you lose, you're like, okay, yeah, got me there, right? I saw your team, you saw mine, and I had to pick accordingly. But I don't know, I guess this format is okay as well. It's Pokemon Go, not Pokemon Stop. Pick your team, wait for a minute, but I guess that's what the raids are, right? Anyways, what's going on here? We got the Dialga, getting both their shields. Swap it into, what was that? Going straight for a Draco Meteor. We're doing massive damage, trying to take out that Mewtwo. Unfortunately, we're not going to be able to get them out of here before they get to a charge move. I would assume it is a Shadow Ball. That's what it is. I'm stumbling over my words over here, folks, today. Okay, it's a little late. I was busy doing some stuff. Alright, so they're going to be bringing in their Dialga. Great, great, great. We're going to go ahead and build up. Alright, so I go for the play rough here because they're going to hit me with an Iron Head. And I know they're going to take me out as soon as I do that if I go for close combat because we lowered our stats. So we go for the play rough. Then we go for the close combat here. I guess I could have just went for 2. But I would have been double debuff. I thought I'd have more health when I come out of this. But not quite. And our Dialga's going to take the win there. I thought they would get to a Sacred Fire, but I guess not. Moving it on to the next one. We got Mewtwo versus Shadow Mewtwo. What's going to happen here? Let's go. Alright, so we are going to bait. Oh no, we're not even going to bait. Oh yeah, no, we were. We were trying to, but they swapped the catch with their Yveltal. Oh, okay. That was a damn good catch. So we're going to go ahead and bring in our Zacian. Now, the thing that they have going on for them is they've got a Side Strike and a Shadow Ball ready to go, so I got to look out for that. But we're also going to be getting this out of the way, so Mewtwo doesn't need to deal with it. They're locking themselves, hitting me with a Hurricane. Doing some good damage. They're going to have to get to a charge move. They're farming up even more energy, so they're ready to go and more efficient, so they can do some damage whenever I do bring it in. I decide to shield it up. Unfortunately, not able to get to my charge move. I figured that would happen because Mewtwo wins CMP over everything. But at least I made them use all that energy here. But they're still holding on to 2 shields, so it's not looking the best. Bringing in Dialga. Shadow Ball's the worst. I mean, I would assume that's what they got. Yep, of course. Focus Blast would one-shot you, so that's going to be a horrible thing. If I did have that, I'd basically just back out at that point. And unfortunately not able to farm down, thinking, I better shield this up, letting it go, Side Strike, holding on to our Mewtwo, farming them down with Psycho Cut. I couldn't believe it. I needed that to happen. Alright, but the thing is, it's not over yet. So we're going to go for Shadow Ball. We're going to have to bait them here. Otherwise, they're going to barely be able to get to 2 Sky Attacks and take the win here. So we're going for the Side Strike. And there it is. That's what we needed, that shield right there. As long as we get to the Shadow Ball, we're good to go. We are going to get there. So Mewtwo taking the win again for us, but not without the other parts of the team putting in that work. Dialga as well as the Zacian, and looking good here with that double legacy Mewtwo. Moving it on to our next battle, met with a Metagross, and this is okay as well. We can essentially one-shot that thing with a Shadow Ball. It will survive. It's going to be very close, but yeah, let's see. Okay, there you go. Yeah, so we're not going to be able to. So what I do, wanting to hold on to my Mewtwo and not wanting to use a shield or take a Meteor Mash, I swap to catch, and they're bringing in a Mewtwo. So now we're going up against that now, and that's looking good. That Metagross has a little bit of energy, but nothing too big that we have to really worry about it. Plus, it's really low on its health, and we can almost quick move them down with the Zacian. Alright, so since they're still holding on to so much energy on that Mewtwo, and they're not going to be able to Psycho Cut us down, we're going to go ahead and shield this up. We know they're going to get to another one here, which is fine. Doing a little bit more damage to that Mewtwo, what we needed to do. But again, we wanted them to use that energy. They're still holding on to one shield, and we still had two, so we're good to go. Still got one to go. Bringing in the Zacian here. They can't one-shot us. I'm hoping we can farm them down here. Let's see what they want to do. Gonna let this go because we do not need to use a shield here. Got that Metagross immediately swapping into Mewtwo, going for the Psystrike, which is a massively resisted on Metagross, but they're so low it doesn't matter here. Able to take them out. And they're still holding on to two Pokemon. What's gonna happen here, folks? Mewtwo's gonna be able to put in that work. We got a Dragonite. Things are getting a little tricky here. Going for, ooh, do I actually win this one here? Okay, going for the Psystrike. I'm looking at my switch clock like, are you kidding me? Not able to get to the freaking Psystrike. Oh, that's not good. So we're going to let this go. It's not very effective, but it's getting a little bit low here. But remember how much health that last Pokemon had, right? I completely forgot. I was almost going to put top left here because I thought I was going to take this loss. So going for a close combat, taking out the Dragonite, we're able to quick move down the Mewtwo with 1 HP and taking that win with Zacian. Next battle, we're going to be met with a Zacian. All right, we already know how this works out here. I do believe they have Wild Charge on this one. So yeah, you could wait, but I'd rather not. Whatever. They were waiting for me to throw because, well, they're going to double debuff their defense. It is a play rough. Okay, never mind. Going to be able to outpace them. They're going to have to use a shield if they do want to win this swap. And then we might just be able to go in here with our Dialga and farm them down. Although they still had a good amount of health left. Swapping into their Metagross or Melmetal. And I kind of was drawing a blank as what I should do. Probably should have just went for the Psystrike because the close combat is going to be enough after that. So they're going to be getting off their charge move. Freaking Flash Cannon, almost one-shotting us. But then again, that's almost okay because now we're not going to have that much health for them to farm us up here with their Giratina. We're going to bring our Dialga in here, which loves to see these because of that Dragon Breath stab is doing so much to the Giratina's Dragon type, right? And they're not resisted. They're taking full damage from Dragon. Bringing in their Zacian. We're still holding onto two shields here. And what does our switch clock look like? Our Mewtwo's ready to go, and we're going to have to catch here. I do believe we actually catch with this Mewtwo. We're going to have a couple of those here. And there it is. Right on time. You better freaking believe it. And that is a wrap. I needed to do that to take the win here. And we're looking good because otherwise this thing would have been able to get to a charge move. Now, I do go a little bit overkill here with the Draco Meteor, and I only do that because I was just really trying to secure the win. All right. I'm not trying to flex, but it's nice to see that Draco. Let's get it. Thank you, Dialga. Moving it on to our next opponent. Another Metagross. What do you know? That's perfectly fine. I don't mind this matchup whatsoever. As long as it's not up against Zacian. Obviously taking a lot from that Steel type. But you're also going to be doing quite a bit as well with your Snarl and Close Combat. But I'd rather be in this matchup here because Shadow Ball is essentially going to one-shot you. All right, going to shield this up. And hopefully they do not catch this here. No, they did not. Okay, good. Shadow Ball is going essentially one-shot. They're using both shields. Okay, so that is fantastic. We're definitely... I was contemplating. I was like, should I use both? Okay, let's go ahead and take this win here. I was only thinking about them catching, and if they did, it would have been all bad. Alright, but we're going to be able to take them out. They're bringing in a Togekiss, and we're actually able to get to a Psystrike, which is just fantastic. So I'm thinking, okay, you got a Metagross, which counters Dialga. Togekiss, pretty good counter to Dialga. So we're going to go ahead and save that for the end, and hopefully they have something like a Giratina. Maybe they might have their own Dialga. Well, who knows? We'll see here. The Zacian's not going to be debuffed. We're going to be able to take them out with Play Rough here and even get to a close combat if it is that. An Excadrill getting to the close combat. And Dialga doesn't even get to see freaking battle, the star of the show. Everybody else is just hogging up the spotlight here. Got Mewtwo and Zacian are just completely OP. And again, I still think Zacian is just it's broken. It is broken. It's a really broken Pokemon. Let's go. All right. Next battle, we're met with a Mamoswine. Yeah, this is, everything doesn't really mind to see it too much. Dialga is the worst one, right? So they're going to be swapping and catching a Side Strike with their Excadrill, which is still going to be doing a lot of damage. We weren't going to really be able to, we can one-shot it with close combat, but now we're going to be able to take them out with the Play Rough here, which is even better since we don't have to go for the debuff. All right, now, folks, you do not want to miss the last battle. This is going to be the second to the last, but that one was extreme, and it is going to be a nice 5-0. You're going to see how that does end here. All right, so we still have 2 shields. I'm thinking, you know what? I'm just going to go ahead and hold on to the Zacian, and let's go ahead and just win this swap here. Okay, so we're going for another close combat, taking out their Excadrill, bringing in that Mamoswine. We already know they've got about 100 energy on that thing, so we got to be careful here. Obviously, not shielding it up, letting it go. Dialga is going to be able to take, obviously, an Avalanche. Is not super effective because of the Steel typing, although the Bulldoze does do a whole lot of damage. So we're bringing in Mewtwo to go ahead and spam them here, winning the CMP up against them, going for the Side Strike. This is going to be enough. Mamoswine cannot take a hit, and they are going for extra spicy Gengar in the back, so they get extra points and Handshake for that. They back out. I would have liked to see the Gengar going up against a Mewtwo, but that's all good. Next battle, we're met with a Garchomp here. This is a decent matchup. Again, Mewtwo is the king, okay? Unless it is Yveltal. There's no other way around it. And even when it comes to that, you could have Ice Beam. You could have Thunderbolt. Not too often you're going to run that. And even if you had Focus Blast, you're going to be doing a lot to Yveltal. And if it comes down to Zarude, well, you're going to basically one-shot it. Ice Beam also going to be doing a ton to both of those. So Mewtwo is just simply the best. All right, going for another Side Strike, outpacing this thing here. Did I shield up a damn Sand Tomb? I did. I was really annoyed by that son of a gun. All right, so we can't really bring in our Dialga because I'm not trying to take an Earth Power here, and we've already used up a shield, and I'm not using my next one. So they're going for a Sand Tomb. I really wanted to snipe them here, but they're getting to a charge move, and I'm thinking, yep, they're going to one-shot me, basically, with Earth Power. Yep, there it is. And we're also wasting our energy. I could have went in there with Dialga and took care of business. I highly doubt they got 2 ground types in here. As soon as I say that, they got a ground on it. You see, this is the last battle. Okay, so here we go. Yeah, things are going to get a little interesting here. I'm using my last shield because, well, I just couldn't risk it. They pretty much had an Earthquake there. But we're going to be able to take them out. They're shieldless. Great. They have a Kyogre in the back. I did lower my attack, so this isn't looking great. It's really down. So how are we going to pull this off? Well, it's Dialga. They're going for a Surf instantly, which is telling me they got Thunder. So we're good to go here. We don't have to worry about them getting to Blizzard. Getting to another Draco Meteor, almost taking them out. I'm looking at the switch clock, swapping into Zacian, doing another catch. Zacian on fire with the catches, and that is how we're going to take that win. And there you go, Dialga putting in that work. And that is going to be the 5-0 here, folks. Take a look at where my score does lie, because it is going to be pretty good. I could almost maybe try to push, but who knows. I'm not even going to get my hopes up with this busted game. Anyways, thank you for watching. Hit that like button, and I'll be catching you all next time. Take care.
I stick it to them like I'm Trico. Just watch my seed grow. Vow, wait, how they hear that beat flow? This green on me, so skeptile. You can say I'm eco, like electric vehicles, till I burn it down like a torchipo. Combustion, we roast, then simmer down until we blaze again. Heard you like the flow. Market, why don't y'all just take a swim? Rappers break the bits like a marsh tomp on a hard rock. I'm part swamper, battle start, then it's fin. Fuchayina, might have, my teeth are sharp, you get bit. Y'all just dinner food in my living room, and I'm clicking view on that inner tube. I'm 6 going quick with the moves, and I've been the new when I'm in the booth. Got straight lines. None of y'all have a spine like Warren Purdue. They sure is a clue. Whenever I shed my skin, they call me Silcoon. Level up, beautify, Cascoon, silky smooth. Love the light, and I'm drawn toward it like dust tox. These wings will move on the low.
Hey! So you're finally here! Fantastic!
I got a flow as toxic as a sway lot. Swim in my region, rip holes in you like a pack of Carvad. Now what you say, you just a big fish in the smallest of ponds. I'm a Sharpedo, you all sardines though. Bite to the whale, mercy, let them free flow. But could this really be the way, Lord? Sometimes I feel like seashores, washed up. Had to get over a couple humps to get my fire back to the haters. I've been so numb, I barely notice them, until I got heated and came erupt. So best of luck, you can't extinguish me. Heard you want to smoke, I'm like Dakota gas is all I breathe. The way she keep on bouncing like a spunk is why my my heart go beat. Manipulate the body with my power, so grum pick a spin the chick for hours. Get in the pit, I'm like tripping, she'll get devoured. Making waves, I'm ultrasonic, fly away. I'm so vibrava, levitate up in the clouds. When I fly, gone forever. All you rappers watered down, I'm like Agnia in the desert. They mad concerned when I can't turn to a bastard with the rap words. I am purse like damn birds, right at the top. You swap losers, you mad soft and have all. Your motives with the vocals, so materialistic with the wishes. Our goals are so different, yeah, that's true. Stay trying to murder all these serpents like I'm Zangoose. When I see vipers, best believe they get it.